Oh my gosh, it's episode 25 already of Find Music. We help you find music because that is one of the great missions in life, one of the great interests. And in the last episode, Fred did a great job of letting you know what Lucinda Williams has been up to during the pandemic. And I'm going to do, well, nothing exactly like that. But it is, if there's a famous artist you know, here's the artist you should know. And that famous artist is Mike Oldfield. Very famous for Tubular Bells, but of course he's much more than just Tubular Bells. So if you haven't listened to more than Tubular Bells, you should dive into Mike Oldfield's catalog. He's got instrumental albums, and he's got albums, surprisingly, that are filled with songs, with singers. Now, he's not really a singer at all. He finds good singers. One of the first good singers he found was Maggie Riley, who did that song, Moonlight Shadow, right? Mike writes these songs. In fact, I was just this morning educating someone on Steve's Music Machine that the song Family Man by Hall & Oates was written and composed and recorded previously by Mike Oldfield. He wrote Family Man. And he was very surprised to hear that, pleasantly surprised. And that's kind of the way it is with Mike Oldfield's albums that have songs. You'll be pleasantly surprised at how well produced they are. The band's tight, the singers are great. And it makes me just wish he did more. He's collaborated with John Anderson. That was kind of weird. And then he found someone that not only did he like her voice, he liked her, and they hooked up. And that was Anita Hegerland. Now, that might ring a distant bell for someone out there, Anita Hegerland, because Anita Hegerland is someone who was a child singing star in Norway. And she usually sang duets with an older man. It's like almost like a man with his daughter look there. What's going on here, you know? But luckily the songs were not in English, so it doesn't bother me. But apparently she did learn to sing in English, right? That's something you need to do if you want to conquer the world. And so I'm going to show you what I have of Anita's catalog. It's a catalog that's kind of hard to put together, probably for the reason she's in a faraway place. But here's what I got. I ventured and had to go to different sources to find some of this, like this album called All the Way. I think it's from just before she met Mike Oldfield. She was trying to go on a solo career because her singing partner passed away. And she became of age anyway, right? She became an adult. And so this album, not very good. I don't recommend it. Songs are very pedestrian, ordinary love songs with average production, nothing special here. The single was Your Love, My Goodbye. I'm just a completist. I was curious, but we swing on down. You see, there's a lot going on with this one album called Voices. That was 1994. This is after she broke up with Mike Oldfield, or maybe he broke up with her. Might be more accurate. I don't know the salacious details, but I know they did have a son. And he grew up, and he's been collaborating with his mother. More about that in a minute. But in 1994, after having worked with Mike Oldfield and creating all those great songs that she did with Mike Oldfield, like Innocent and The Time Has Come, they're really lovely songs done with Mike Oldfield. So she's trying to get that vibe again. And in 94, she does it a couple of times. There's a song called Hiro and Leander from Voices that's got the Mike Oldfield sound. But she's not just a one-trick pony. She has other dimensions, like All Kinds of People. That's going for the single. Very well produced song, famous song. All Kinds of People in the World. You might have heard that song before. She does a fantastic version because she's got a great voice. And the gem on this album for me is Queen of Birds. That is an amazing song. It's a great showcase for her voice. It's just unusual. It's a song that couldn't be on the radio because it's just too unusual. And it's not rock like Hiro and Leander. It's just a lovely song. So I fell in love with that song. Okay, maybe I have a thing for her too. I don't know. But at first I was trying to find that album. It was hard to find. I found the CD single, which is just 3 versions of voices. And then on YouTube, should I even mention this? Oh, here's what I do, okay? Honestly, if I can't find something anywhere and it's only on YouTube, I go to that magic source on the internet where you can extract the audio from a video. You know about that? Yeah, it's called YouTube to MP3. I only use it if a song is unavailable live, for example. That's what I did here. I even made up my own album, called it Voices Live, and it's live versions of all kinds of people, voices, and Queen of Birds. So I was really lucky there. Got those songs I love. But much to my surprise, pleasant surprise, in 2011, that's some about 16 years, 17 years later, she came out with an album called Starfish. I guess you could call it her comeback album. And what's interesting about this album, it rocks harder than anything she ever did with Mike Oldfield. This album really rocks. I mean, she's wearing black and she's got the band to back it up. So there's a variety of music on here too, on Starfish. I think the one I first heard, I don't remember anymore, but there's a song called 100 Starfish. That's the title song. It's less than 3 minutes, but wow, does it go through some interesting incarnations. It's well written, and she does some of the writing. She has other writers for other songs. It's just a spectacular listen. The production is first rate, 2011, right? Musical production the sound is so spectacular. So I ventured into this album. At first I was piecing it together on YouTube because I couldn't find it. And then I finally found the album and downloaded it. And so there's a song called Closer, should have been a single, should have been a hit single. Like a Rose on a Rainy Day is just unique. Another unique song. Might have been a hit if it was ever released as a single. I don't know. Mystique for me, I'm a little disappointed. She has a French version and a German version, and it's just an average song. Now, here's another offbeat one. It's called The Arpeggio King and the Something Queen. What is that? I'm not remembering. Anyway, The Arpeggio King and the Something Something Queen, that is a great song. It's offbeat like Mike Oldfield can do. And it's the closest thing to that on this album. That's still not all that I like on this album. There's one more song that just really rocks me. Listen to Your Heart. This is a weird one because it's a good rock song, you know, well written. But in this song, she actually uses an expletive very prominently in the song. Talk about a strange thing to do. It's like shooting yourself in the foot, right? You can't get this thing on the radio. So she hasn't really had much success at all in America. But these songs are phenomenal, nevertheless, the ones that I named. And the other songs are okay. They're all right. They're not bad, except I was disappointed by Mystique. But these other songs, oh, super keepers for me. And honestly, what I did, I like to burn CDs from my car. So I took the best of what she did with Mike Oldfield and the best from these albums, made a great CD. Yeah, so I think I think she has a career retrospective that just came out. And it's got a couple songs from each album. And half of the songs are not in English. There's a couple from this album, a couple from her Mike Oldfield days, but it's not enough, not enough. So in mine, it's all the English stuff and it's phenomenal. Okay, so to finish this episode, I tell you very passionately that if you like Mike Oldfield's songs, then you already know about Anita Hegerland. She's on a couple of those songs. What I'm telling you is you can try to find her catalog. Starfish is probably the easiest one to find, and it's the best album she's done since the breakup with Mike Oldfield. So Starfish is a great album to get. And to a lesser extent, Voices, because it's got those songs that I just love. Those 3 songs are just fantastic. And so that's a worthwhile purchase too. And that's as far as I'll go. Okay, that concludes episode 25.